Welcome, my handsome disasters. Come here. Sit, close the door. You're safe now. You subscribe to Patreon, which means you are officially inside the family kitchen, not standing outside freezing and guessing. Big sister is pouring tea, maybe vodka. Depends on how dumb your last dating decision was. I am Russian woman. My English is good, not perfect, but my understanding of how women fall in love, unfortunately for you, very perfect. And I know exactly why you're here. You've watched videos, read posts, tried to be confident, tried to not be needy, tried to text less but better. And still, you're confused because women don't fall in love the way men do. You think attraction is logical, linear, predictable. You think if you do X, she will do Y. Cute. Very cute. Like puppy trying to do taxes. So let me tell you what to expect. I'm going to explain what actually happens when women fall in love. Not fantasy, not rom-com bullshit, not red pill rage story. Real internal process, emotional, messy, slow, sometimes annoying, often beautiful. I will be funny, I will swear, I will hurt your feelings a little. And I will help you, because you are family now, and family does not lie. First, I need to kill biggest myth that's poisoning your brain. Women do not fall in love because you won them over. There is no conquest, no final boss, no achievement unlocked sound. Women fall in love when their nervous system decides, very quietly, I feel safe, alive, and curious here. That's it. Everything else is decoration. Men fall in love fast. Boom. Visual trigger. Chemistry spike. Fantasy future. Women fall in love in layers. And if you rush layers, you don't speed it up, you destroy it. Like trying to microwave soup in plastic container. Yes, it gets hot, and yes, now everything is ruined. Here is truth you must tattoo on your soul. Women fall in love with how they feel about themselves when they are with you. Not how impressive you are, not your resume, not your abs doing crunches like they owe money. How she feels inside her body around you. At first it's not even love, it's curiosity. Women don't start with, I want him. They start with, that's attraction seed. That little internal lean. And men miss this because you're looking for fireworks while she's feeling warmth. Curiosity becomes comfort. Comfort becomes emotional safety. Emotional safety becomes attachment. Attachment becomes desire. Desire becomes love. And you cannot skip steps without consequences. Women who fall too fast usually fall wrong. That's when you get chaos, drama, on-off relationships that age you 10 years. Let me speak to you like big sister now. When woman meets man, she scans one thing first. Do I need to manage him? If answer is yes, attraction drops immediately. If she feels she has to soothe your insecurity, regulate your emotions, guess your moods, or reassure you constantly, her body says no even if her brain says he's nice. This is why nice guys struggle. You're not kind, you're anxious, and anxiety is work. Women don't want second job. Women fall in love when they can relax into themselves, when they don't feel watched, when they don't feel evaluated, when they don't feel pressure to perform femininity or gratitude, when they can be soft without you collapsing. Let me tell you something painful. Intensity is not intimacy. Men confuse these all the time. Big emotions early feel exciting, but they do not create safety. Safety is boring at first. That's why you misread women. She says, I don't feel spark, when what she means is, my nervous system is confused and rushed. And here's where many of you self-sabotage. You try to prove value instead of allowing connection. You over-explain, over-text, over-invest before she's even emotionally there. You think effort creates love. No, timing creates love. Women fall in love when man allows space without disappearing, presence without pressure, interest without possession. This balance is rare, which is why men who master it feel magnetic. Let me be clear. Women do not fall in love with men who need to be loved. They fall in love with men who choose to love without losing themselves. Neediness feels like obligation. Choice feels like desire. Another truth. Women fall in love through emotional experiences, not logical assessment. You can be perfect on paper and still not trigger attachment. Love grows in shared moments, not arguments you win or plans you pitch, and please hear this. Women fall in love slower but deeper. When it clicks, it's not light, it's rooted. That's why women leaving relationship look sudden to men. She didn't leave suddenly. She left emotionally months ago. Love faded when safety broke. Let me address sex because you're thinking about it anyway. Sex does not make women fall in love. Emotional connection makes sex meaningful. If she sleeps with you early, it doesn't mean she's in love. It means attraction plus openness. Love comes later if you don't fuck it up by changing energy. Men often change after sex. They relax too much or pull away. Women notice. And when emotional continuity breaks, love cannot form. Consistency is not boring to women. It is foreplay. Now very important. Women fall in love when man stays himself under stress. Anyone can be charming when things are smooth. Attraction deepens when woman sees how you handle disagreement, boundaries, disappointment. If you stay calm and grounded, her trust grows. If you spiral, argue to win, or shut down, her heart closes quietly. Let me say this with love. Your job is not to impress woman. Your job is to create environment where she feels emotionally safe enough to open. That is masculine power, not dominance, not control, stability. Many of you ask, so what do I do? Stop doing. Start being. Be present. Be honest without dumping. Be playful without performing. Be firm without aggression. Be warm without attachment. Women fall in love when they feel chosen but free, when they are wanted but not owned, when desire feels mutual, not extracted. I will stop here for now because your brain needs to chew. Breathe. You're doing fine. You're not broken. You were just taught wrong model. Stay with me. Big sister is not done. All right, breathe. I see you. You're still here, which means you didn't run away crying into comment section. Good. Proud of you already. Big sister continues. Now let's go deeper, because surface understanding makes men dangerous in dating in very boring way. Women falling in love is not mystery. It's process, and process has rhythm. If you fight rhythm, you lose. If you dance with it, you look like magician. Women fall in love through emotional accumulation, not emotional explosion. Men love fireworks. Women love slow heat. Fireworks are loud and gone. Slow heat stays and warms bones. This is why men often say, she just woke up one day and loved me. No, she woke up one day and realized it had already happened. Here is important thing your ego hates. Women don't fall in love because you want them to. They fall in love when their internal story about you changes. At first you're interesting man, then you're familiar man, then you're emotionally relevant man, then suddenly you're my person. That shift happens quietly, no announcement, no trumpet, and you can't force story change. You can only behave in way that allows it. Women fall in love when man is predictable in character but unpredictable in life, meaning she knows how you treat her, how you regulate emotions, how you handle boundaries. But life with you doesn't feel stale. There's curiosity, playfulness, growth. If everything is chaos, she's anxious. If everything is boring, she's numb. Love lives in middle. Let me tell you what women are subconsciously asking themselves when attraction starts. Can I be myself and still be wanted? If answer is yes, attachment grows. If answer is no, she will slowly emotionally leave even if she still laughs with you. This is why men who pedestalize women kill attraction. You think you're being romantic. You're actually making her feel like object. Women want to be seen as human, not trophy. When she feels you're trying to win her, she feels pressure. Pressure kills softness. Softness is doorway to love. Women fall in love when they don't feel rushed to define relationship. Labels come after feelings stabilize. Men push labels to feel secure. Women need security before label feels real. When you push for commitment before emotional foundation, she says yes with mouth and no with body. That relationship dies later in confusing way. Let me explain safety more clearly. Safety doesn't mean boring. It means emotional predictability. She knows you won't punish her for honesty. She knows you won't withdraw affection to control her. She knows you won't explode when she expresses needs. When woman senses this, her nervous system opens. and when nervous system opens, love has place to land. Now movie story, because stories teach better than lectures. Let's talk about Pride and Prejudice. Elizabeth Bennet does not fall in love with Mr. Darcy because he's rich or persistent. She actually dislikes him. What changes? She observes his character under stress. She sees consistency, restraint, growth without begging for credit. Darcy doesn't chase emotionally. He corrects behavior. He holds dignity. Elizabeth's internal story changes. Love forms not from pressure but from respect meeting warmth. That is how women fall in love. Notice something. Darcy gives space after rejection. Men hate this part. Space feels like loss. But space allows woman to process emotions without defense. When you crowd, she resists. When you withdraw with self-respect, she reflects. Reflection is where love forms. Women fall in love when man can tolerate uncertainty. If you constantly need reassurance, clarity, validation, you're asking her to mother your emotions. Sexual polarity dies immediately. Desire needs two adults, not caretaker and child. Another painful truth. Women fall in love when they feel emotionally chosen, not strategically selected. If she feels like option, she detaches. If she feels like checklist item, she detaches. If she feels you'd be same with any woman who smiled at you, she detaches. But if she feels you see her, love grows fast and deep. Men think consistency means constant contact. No, consistency means emotional tone stays same over time. You don't become cold, you don't become overfamiliar, you don't disappear and reappear with excuses, your energy stays stable. Women relax into that like warm bath. Let me talk about vulnerability, because internet destroyed this word. Vulnerability does not mean emotional dumping. It means appropriate honesty. Sharing feelings without making her responsible for them. Saying, I enjoy being with you, instead of, you're the only thing that makes me happy. See difference? One invites connection. Other creates burden. Women fall in love when man has emotional depth but doesn't drown them in it. When he can talk about feelings but also laugh, tease, move forward. Balance again. Also, women fall in love when man respects boundaries the first time. Not third, not after argument, first time. That tells her she's safe to say no. And when woman feels safe to say no, she's more likely to say yes later. Let's talk about attraction dying. Because learning what kills love teaches faster. Love dies when woman feels unseen. When conversations become transactional. When affection becomes conditional. When man stops courting emotionally and assumes access. Love also dies when man loses direction in his own life and starts orbiting her. She doesn't want to be sun. She wants partner with own gravity. Women fall in love when man has purpose but still makes room for her. Not sacrificing life, integrating life. Huge difference. You want to know when woman is falling in love? She starts regulating herself around you less. She sighs. She softens voice. She leans into silence instead of filling it. Her laughter becomes quieter. These are body signs, not verbal. Women's bodies tell truth before mouths, and here's a secret most men never learn. Women fall in love when man stays consistent even when she's not at her best. When she's tired, irritable, uncertain. If you withdraw affection during those moments, she learns love is conditional. If you stay warm but boundaried, trust deepens. Boundaried is important. Staying warm does not mean tolerating disrespect. Women do not fall in love with doormats. They fall in love with men who can say no calmly. Calm no is incredibly attractive. Now I need to say something very loving and very blunt. Many of you are actually good men who just panic too early. You feel something and you sprint. Women walk into love. If you sprint, you leave her behind. Then you turn around confused why she's not there. Slow down. Match pace. Women fall in love when man doesn't disappear emotionally after sex. After intimacy, women become more emotionally sensitive. If you pull away, she protects herself. If you stay same, attachment grows. This is where many promising connections die. Another thing. Women fall in love when man listens without trying to fix everything. You think solutions equal care. Sometimes presence equals care. Let her finish sentence. Let her feel understood. That feeling is addictive. I know this sounds like lot. It's okay. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be aware. Awareness changes behavior naturally. And before you get in your head, let me remind you, you don't need to manipulate this process. You need to be solid. Solid men create safe environments. Safe environments create love. Stay with me. We're getting to the part where it all clicks. Okay. Last stretch. Come closer. I'm not yelling anymore. Now I'm serious in that calm Russian way that should scare you a little because it means I care. Here is the part nobody tells you because it doesn't sell fast confidence courses. Women fall in love when they feel emotionally safe enough to lose control a little. That sounds backwards to men. You think control equals attraction. For women, control is survival mode. Love happens when survival mode turns off. This is why you see women suddenly becoming goofy, softer, more feminine around certain men. It's not because he dominates. It's because she doesn't have to guard herself. Her body says, I can rest here. That's when attachment roots. And before you start puffing chest thinking this means be therapist, no. Do not try to fix her trauma. Do not become emotional sponge. Safety comes from your self-regulation, not from saving her. A man who is steady gives woman permission to relax. A man who is reactive keeps her alert. Women fall in love when man doesn't take her emotions personally. When she's sad and you don't make it about you. When she's distant and you don't chase or punish. When she's excited and you don't mock. Emotional maturity is foreplay for women over 25. Under 25 too, but they don't know yet why they're attracted, they just are. Let me say something controversial, but true. Women fall in love when they feel respected even when they're being annoying. Because everyone is annoying sometimes. If your respect only exists when she's pleasant, it's fake. Women test this unconsciously. They see how you treat them when they're not sparkling. Men ask me, but how do I know she's falling in love? You don't always know. And that's okay. Certainty is masculine craving. Ambiguity is feminine space. If she's investing emotionally, opening up, remembering details, sharing in a world, inviting you into her routines, defending you when others criticize, your job is not to interrogate the feeling. Your job is to stay the same man. Women fall out of love when man becomes different person after connection deepens. Either he stops trying completely or he starts clinging. Both kill desire. The man she fell for needs to remain recognizable. Here's another thing men hate hearing. Women fall in love when they feel free to leave. If she feels trapped, obligated, guilted, she resists emotionally. Freedom makes choice meaningful. Choice creates love. Pressure creates compliance, not devotion. This is why jealousy games backfire. You think it creates desire, it creates anxiety. Anxiety is not love. Anxiety eventually becomes resentment. Then she's gone. Women fall in love when man values himself enough to walk away from disrespect calmly. Calm is key. Drama feels unsafe. Calm boundaries feel powerful. When you say, that doesn't work for me, without rage or sulking, something in her brain goes, oh, he's solid. Let me talk about time. Women need time to feel, not time to be convinced. Time to experience consistency. Time to see patterns. Time to trust intuition. Rushing her timeline doesn't speed love, it blocks it. Patience is not passivity. It's confidence in your own worth. You want to know biggest turn off? Man who constantly checks temperature. Are you okay? Do you still like me? Are we good? Jesus Christ. Let the soup cook. Stop lifting lid every 5 seconds. Women feel this as pressure to reassure you. That's emotional labor. Attraction leaks out. Women fall in love when man enjoys her without needing outcome. When time together feels present, not audition. When she is not being evaluated for girlfriend role. Ironically, when you stop trying to lock her down, she starts imagining future with you. Another truth. Women fall in love with men who are emotionally congruent, meaning your words, actions, and energy match. If you say you like her but act distant, confusion. If you say you're chill but act controlling, danger. Congruence builds trust faster than grand gestures. Let me address fear of rejection. Men think women reject men they don't like. No, women reject men who make them uncomfortable emotionally. You can be attractive and still rejected if you rush, pressure, or destabilize. Comfort doesn't mean friend zone, it means foundation. Women fall in love when they feel seen without being dissected, when you notice small things without psychoanalyzing, when you remember her coffee order but don't interrogate her childhood wounds on date 3. Here is hard pill. Women don't fall in love because you follow rules. They fall in love because you're emotionally grounded and human. You can mess up and recover. Recovery matters more than perfection. Repair builds intimacy. If you snap and then own it sincerely without self-flagellation, trust grows. If you pretend nothing happened or blame her, trust dies. Women fall in love when man listens to understand, not to respond. When silence doesn't scare you, silence is intimacy. Men fill silence with jokes or explanations because they're nervous. Let silence breathe. That's where feelings surface. Another subtle thing. Women fall in love when man allows her to contribute. Men think providing means doing everything. No. Women bond through giving too. Let her help. Let her plan sometimes. Let her feel needed without feeling used. Now let me be very clear about something because internet loves extremes. You do not need to suppress masculinity to make women feel safe. Masculinity done right creates safety, decisiveness, calm leadership, emotional steadiness, direction. That's attractive. What's unattractive is aggression, rigidity, ego fragility. Women fall in love when masculinity is paired with kindness, not dominance, strength that doesn't need to announce itself. And yes, attraction matters. Physical chemistry matters. But chemistry without safety burns out. Safety without attraction becomes friendship. Love is when both exist. I want you to understand something deeply, my dear idiots. You are not auditioning for love. You are participating in mutual discovery. If she doesn't fall in love, it doesn't mean you failed. It means fit wasn't there. Men internalize rejection as worth. Stop. That mindset makes you desperate. Desperation kills attraction. Women fall in love when man is okay either way. When his life continues regardless. When she is addition, not oxygen. That's not cold, that's healthy. Now homework. Yes, I give homework. Because Big Sister doesn't just talk, she trains you. This week your homework is to observe without acting. When you're talking to a woman you like, notice when urge to impress appears. Don't judge it, just notice. Notice when you want reassurance. Don't ask for it. Regulate yourself. Notice when silence happens. Don't fill it immediately. Breathe. Let it exist. Also notice if you change behavior to keep her interest. Ask yourself quietly, is this aligned with who I actually am? If not, correct gently. Another part of homework is journal. Feelings. Write about how you behave when uncertain. Do you chase, withdraw, perform, get angry? Awareness is first step to mastery. And final homework. Do one thing this week that has nothing to do with dating, but builds your sense of direction. Gym, skill, work project, creative thing. Women feel when man has center. You can't fake center. You build it. Now pep talk, because I'm not monster. Listen to me. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are learning something most men never bother to understand. The fact you're here means you care enough to grow. That already puts you ahead of many loud, insecure men walking around pretending they know everything. You don't need tricks. You don't need scripts. You need steadiness, curiosity, and patience. Love is not something you take. It's something that forms when conditions are right. And you can create those conditions by being grounded, warm, and self-respecting. I'm proud of you for wanting to understand women instead of blaming them. That's attractive already. Keep going. You're doing better than you think. Now go. Drink water, touch grass, and remember Big Sister is watching, and I will yell if you embarrass family. But I love you.